There are shows I love, and there are shows that become bigger than the sum of their parts and grow into something meaningful. The kind I find myself drawing lines from again and again, especially at harder points in my life. Shows so elaborate in their fiction and deliberate in their message that it's this infinite playground of meaning that just adds up to what we might call art. Person of Interest is that show. On paper, that's not the kind of dramatic hype you'd think to get for an under-the-radar CBS sci-fi thriller, and yet, Person of Interest is my example of genre-transcending TV. I'm not a crime thriller fan per se, but the show is one of my favorite stories I've ever seen. And on the chance it could be for you too, here's why Person of Interest is worth your time. Person of Interest is a sci-fi thriller drama that ran from 2011 to 2015, in which a cryptic man with access to eerily accurate information about people in trouble approaches a depressed, washed-up badass with a dark past to give him a job helping these people. Also, Amy Acker's eventually there. Wait. Wrong show. Sorry. Anyway, as the show will explain in its opening sequence voiceover, Harold Fohawk Sideburns is the creator of The Machine, a secret system he built for the government to detect crimes relevant to national security. The Machine, however, also picked up those crimes that weren't of national interest, or irrelevant. These appear only as a set of social security numbers, which becomes shorthand for the person of interest, see what I did there, of each episode. Harold enlists John, an ex-CIA operative, to team up with him to prevent these crimes before they happen. The catch, which makes the episodes fun and introduces some unpredictability, is that they never know if the number will be that of a victim or a perpetrator. Their operation leaves a trail of kneecapped bad guys that catches the attention of Detective Joss Carter, played magnetically by Taraji P. Henson, who they develop a cat-and-mouse relationship with. Concurrently, we get flashbacks of John and Harold's life before they meet, which hint that there may be more to their stories and more to the Machine than simply a purveyor of information. As they continue their mission, John and Harold grapple with the nature of their work and the frustration of helping people they occasionally cannot save. In this way, the thesis echoes that of another show I love that tells us simply and self-evidently that life is best lived with others, and that without a finish line, every day is a new chance to do something kind and right. It's got a lot to say about surveillance, privacy, individual freedom versus collective safety, pragmatism versus idealism, love, and the value of human life. And eventually, the show gets this larger-than-life feel, epic in a way I really enjoy, but still grounded between realism and full-blown science fiction. But I'm not into sci-fi thriller or cop shows. Yeah, at a first Google search glance, I didn't think it was for me either. I mean, who wants a dull, edgy, bro-y crime show?
Oh,
and when the first season starts to drift that way, Joss Carter, Queen of My Heart, keeps it from collapsing into that entirely. Secondly, the genre itself is a backdrop for what is an incredibly original and captivating story. The packaging might look like any other rote procedural, but it is so much more than that, and several of its 102 episodes are some of the best television I've ever seen. Period. It looks too serious. I mean, yeah, look at all those brooding faces on the cover. Probably some impenetrable, two-dimensional characters. Oh wait, the characters in Person of Interest are as engrossing on paper as on screen. Both protagonists and antagonists a gray-shaded bunch that are as likable as they are conflicting, usually. Whether or not you like every character, they all behave in a way that is believable and thought-provoking, which echoes one of the greatest strengths of the show, which is that Person of Interest is, without a doubt, one of the most existentially and philosophically rich shows I've ever seen. It's as thorough in its use of theme as, like, Buffy, each minute packed with meaning down to the episode titles. The very premise of the show puts the characters in situations demanding moral choices, which means we, or the characters, will occasionally disagree with those choices, making for a viewing experience that is as fun as it is big brain hours inspiring. But it's not all heavy moralizing. Well, not usually. It's funny in a way that suits it, wry, situationally, and self-effacing.
How do you do that with your voice?
Do what?
Are you eating something near my computer?
Maybe.
And as usual, I'm gonna talk about the music. Person of Interest score by Ramin Djawadi is a brilliant and beautiful piece of its ambiance and storytelling. Industrial, edgy beats mixed with, you guessed it, flawlessly integrated motifs that make the show feel like a cohesive tapestry of a world. Dark, tender, and poignant. It's great. Side note, this isn't actually that important, but Person of Interest has an opening, like an actual full opening sequence, which I realize is becoming more and more of a lost art. It changes every season, making it feel dynamic with the story. The show is also stylistically cohesive, changing scenes and time periods within the digital camera street view of the machine, at once tying the show together and making the machine feel very much alive? I tried the first season. It wasn't for me. I respect that, and you know what? Sometimes certain shows just don't work for us. Season 1 isn't unsuccessful, it's just a bit removed from what the show will become. It's far more episode of the week, so if you find that tiring, there's certainly a few episodes you could skip. But, in my personal opinion, and don't let me tell you what to do, I wouldn't skip the first season itself, because the foundational episodes do a lot to establish character and theme. I sometimes think of creative works like people. They might take some time to find themselves, but it is worth it to stick around. The one-offs are kind of like these self-contained case studies on morality, kind of like The Good Place but more guns. Eventually, the show's rhythm merges one-offs with season arcs in what I'll tentatively say is the best of that balance I've seen yet. This all sounds a bit bleak. Well, sometimes, but not self-indulgently, and it's not without humor or hope either. Almost each main character starts off with a cynical view of the world or humanity and eventually comes away with their own modified answer, including because of their connections to each other. This idea that people can make you better, that a kind act is always worthwhile, and that, most of all, there is nothing more human than our ability to choose, even and especially when we choose and fail. Oh, and there's a dog. Like an actual dog, not a side character, like a dog that sticks around that they feed and co-parent, and I'm getting ahead of myself. Listen, it's clever, supremely acted, and most of all, has something to say. I wish I could say more, but I genuinely can't because of spoilers, so I'll leave you with this. Watch it. For the dog and the existentialism. If you had or are having trouble with the first season, I'm actually working on an episode-by-episode guide to give all the episodes the love they deserve. Yes, it's going to be comprehensive. Yes, it's going to take a lot of time. Yes, I'm committed to this. I'm honestly pretty stoked.